In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the are you doing?
I'm doing a thing for the podcast.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast.
Are we still trying to not swear for?
Yeah, are we
couple
algorithming?
minutes?
Yeah,
or whatever.
we
Okay.
should not do the swearing
Did it
thing.
really?
Okay.
It 100% works.
Well, then we'll do it this way. Welcome to the Freedom Friends. This show is brought to you by Warfighter Tobacco. You can find all of their tasty morsels down at warfightertobacco.com. And if you use the code FTFO, it'll get you 15% off your order over there. We've got some outstanding friends down at owellness.us. They make tinctures and rubs and all that CBD goodness that's good for whatever is messing with your body. And we love them. You should love them too. If you use the code FreedomFriends25 over there, you'll get a quarter off your order. And then Icy Tech coolers.
For those who get it.
Yeah. Just not us, because apparently we can shout them out. We just can't get a damn cooler.
Right.
Like that's the...
Oh, no, we got
So-
coolers. Mikey's just got them.
Oh, right. Mike is storing them all for us.
That's right.
But if you go over there, and I think it's Freedom Friends
10.
Yeah.
Freedom Friends 10.
Yeah.
we'll get
Yep.
you 10% off your order, but they've got everything from like your little weekender stuff up to the ones that you can put like 3-4 dead bodies in. So
We put a Justin in one.
This is true.
yeah,
I
with
do
room.
fit very cozy.
and that was one of the weekender ones. It was just like, a,
you could probably put 2 chopped up deer in one of those big coolers.
Yeah.
Or an unchopped up Justin.
What is that about?
that tracks.
Think-
That
Yeah.
100% tracks.
Think of how many Justins you could fit in
Like
if it was chopped up.
if we or just being able to fold you,
That's true.
we could get probably 2 or 3 of you in one of those.
That's about 115 pounds right there.
Yeah, just stack them like cordwood. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
it'd be fine. So yeah, use that coupon code over there. And other than that, according to that clock, I'm allowed to go fuck boys. Let's
So 2
having
minutes.
the clock is actually that is mint.
I'm here for you, boys.
It
I'm here for you.
is.
So we have a couple guests, and what we're referring to though is like we're trying to figure out the
YouTube.
the YouTube algorithms
Yes.
of if we swear within the first 2 minutes, they like
Now,
really cut down our numbers.
I looked into it and it's hard swearing. So
Well,
it's all the swearing
but
that
we
you can't do
literally-
on television.
Literally, we used to start in the first 10 seconds with fuck boys, and it fucked us.
Yes.
So now we have to wait 2 minutes.
It was costing us a solid $20 a month in YouTube revenue.
Well, I
And,
will say also, I saw it is amazing to me the jump that happens when like you get like the green notification that's like you're good to go. They're like, all right, now you can have views. Like it's
Oh yeah,
they
they're
shadow ban
hardcore
it
filter
hardest.
systems.
nice.
But anyways, this is the Freedom Friends. I'm Jazz. That's Dave.
Yeah.
That's Scott. And
John and Mikey are out.
that is John and Mikey. They both got a tan.
Hard work. It's hard work.
Yeah.
So we have a couple
It's not a
guests.
tan, it's a bronzer.
Introduce yourselves.
LaRon Jones, 49 Cigars.
49 Cigars, and you guys are located right next to my house,
Right next to your house,
In-
Stone Oak TPC Parkway.
TCP Parkway in San Antonio.
It's 22806 US Highway 281 North, Suite 101.
Yeah, there's a huge shopping center at 281 and TPC.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are tucked away in one of the corners,
Oh,
but
yeah.
lovely shop, nice patio. It's it's a good spot.
If you get lost, just look for Bath and Body Works, and we're right there.
So tell us, where did the name 49s come from?
So it's a long story, but I'm gonna give it all to you right now.
Yeah, here we go.
So I started EB is the other half of 49 Cigars. So I should have said introduce myself the right way so it all makes sense. So I'm the CEO of 49 Cigars. EB is a COO, and LaRon is the general manager. But it started with EB and I talking. We were in Hawaii talking shit about each other. You know, he's a Marine. I'm a career soldier, and so we got to talking about how many countries we had gone to of our careers,
Right.
and it was 49. Right? We smoking cigars and drinking, and then later on down the road is the number 49 kept reappearing. A guy just asked one day how many years I served, and it was 28 years, and EB had 21 years, so 49 again, right? So, and I'm a Saints fan, and I would never say associate myself with 49 anything. So we just stayed with 49 pretty much. That was the running.
Yeah, because the year story is the story that I heard.
Yeah.
The combined service years. Because I went by the shop and I met EB.
Okay.
And chatted with him for a while.
Sorry about that, man.
He was good to me.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna shout out EB.
He's
EB
got
is our
2 strikes, though.
beloved COO who couldn't make it today, man. He's at the shop working.
But he's got 2 strikes against him. 1, former Marine.
Yep.
2,
Yeah.
got out as an officer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
was enlisted in the Marines.
Yeah.
And then was an Army. Was he enlisted in the
he
Army?
was
as well?
enlisted. No, he was enlisted in the Marine Corps.
Right. And
Yeah,
then
then he's-
Army officer.
No, a
Oh,
Marine Corps
he got
officer.
out of the Marines.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he Mustanged
So-
Yeah,
in
that's
the
right.
Marines
Yeah.
and then transferred over.
Yeah, so he doesn't know how to do manual labor and stuff like
Right. Well,
sweeping
that's
the
why-
floors and
that's
shit.
That
where-
I could tell.
That's
Yeah.
where the command specialist
That's right. That's where I come.
Yeah.
comes into play.
Yeah.
That's where I come.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
all the
EB
bro-
got out at what rank?
Captain,
Captain.
Yeah.
And you got out at
Command Sergeant Major.
and LaRon?
Sergeant Major.
Nice. So there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
And there you have it.
It's about as
And
much
now
as
we're
we-
all civilians and it doesn't matter. if
I
we-
was about to say, man, that's about as much as we talk about the military
Right.
probably in the last 6 months, man. We don't.
It doesn't
I mean, we're
matter.
proud of our service, but we're
Right.
we're proud of our civilian lives.
I think
So-
our audience was interested in it,
Yeah.
just to know the backstory.
Oh, that's good.
And then, so how we met is you came into the shop one day and said you were kind of interested. You just got out of the Army
yeah.
and you were kind of interested in starting a cigar lounge, right? And so,
And Scott was like, "Fuck, yeah, what the fuck ever."
no, I was like, it was kind of more like good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had good conversations then.
We did.
We continued them over the last couple of years. It's been good.
Yeah. And then we lost touch with each other for, I don't know, about 6 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing I know, he's got a cigar lounge open. I'm like, fucking cool. So,
Because we was busy working on that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
It
y'all
was
came
like
in
a
under
lot.
the radar though, because it was like I heard nothing about you guys opening up,
No.
and then all of a sudden I found out here. The Warfighter guys told me, and I was like, all right, I got to get over there. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I didn't hear anything about you guys. You just all of a sudden just kind of appeared, and it was like,
Yeah.
all right, well,
and the coolest thing is
Yeah.
it's 3 miles from my house. So
Yeah.
it's,
yeah, y'all had to
pretty
open
happy.
up after I moved out of that neighborhood because I used to literally live on TPC Park.
Oh, really?
So I lived, I think it was 2.5, 3 miles from that shopping center.
Yeah.
But of course, I moved.
Were you that homeless guy under the?
That was me.
I knew I saw you before.
Yeah. So tell us about 49s. Well, you guys have a unique culture. Tell me about the shop and I think you guys have a lot of what is it? A fraternity, a bunch of fraternity guys that kind of hang out there too. Is what I've
Yeah.
seen, and just a cool vibe.
Yeah, I think it's just. I'll let LaRon talk a little bit more about the shop, but I think I'll speak to that. I think our goal was just to create an environment where everybody could come and feel comfortable and have a good time, smoke cigars, drink whatever you do, right? I mean, it maybe take you to go to some cigar place that, it's not very welcoming. It kind of, the employees got shitty attitudes, stuff like that. So we kind of, our vision was to have some place where anybody could go. I happen to be a member of the greatest fraternity in the world, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. So a lot of my friends come to
Right.
visit, right? So you see that, I think on special occasions, you see more people come.
Well, we
Oh,
ate a bunch
yeah,
of fruit.
yeah,
I showed up at a really good occasion one
Ah,
time, and,
yeah.
I had a great time.
Yeah. Scott ate the fruit.
I ate
He
the
ate
fruit.
the fruit.
They had a
you not to
grog,
eat the fruit.
pretty much. So
I
Yeah.
told you not to eat the fruit.
it was
Yeah.
good fruit.
Yeah.
Don't eat the fruit.
That was a long night. But yeah, so that's in a nutshell. And then I'll, let LaRon, talk specifics on the shop. But yeah, that's what you see. That's what our goal was. So that, I mean, we welcome everybody, man. Everyone seemed to enjoy it, and
Yeah.
so it's been working, and we want, as long as we could keep it that way, keep it pure, keep it where people, everybody can go and smoke, drink, whatever it is you do, and watch, sports and just have a good time.
That's one thing. First thing that I noticed when I walked into that shop is that it's flipped from most cigar shops you go into. And the priority in that shop is the place to hang out and be there.
Yeah.
And then there's a walk-in humidor and there's everything that you need to enjoy a cigar, but it is not 80% of it was dedicated to retail and then like 20% of it was lounge. Theirs is flipped. And
Yeah.
it is meant to be.
Yeah.
That's where you go. If you're not at home, you're there. And it strikes you. If you've been in enough cigar shops, it strikes you right away when you walk in there. That's like, okay, you can tell where the priority is here.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
it's definitely community first.
Yeah.
So
And that was definitely one of the things we talked about prior to opening. You know, we didn't want to be, you know, cigars are important, of course, in a cigar lounge, but the priority for us is the people. You know, we want, like Garland said, we want everybody to be able to come there and feel welcome, relaxed. You know, everybody's VIP when they come in the door. And that's just the priority is the people, because without the people, there is no cigar lounge.
yeah, I want one of those chairs.
Yeah, we'll get you one.
The lounge chairs are those things are ridiculous.
We'll get you one.
Every time I go there, I have just a little too much fun. Every time I go
All
there.
I know is that the first
Last
time
night,
the first
but,
time I went in, EB made sure that I had a drink, and it was thanks to you. So I appreciate it.
Man, that's good.
But yeah, it's a good spot. It's a really, really good
Thank you.
spot.
Thank
You
you.
guys definitely you took the lounge part serious in the cigar lounge instead of like, oh, we're cigar lounge. See those 4 chairs over there? That's the lounge. And then
4
Well,
chairs, 1 ashtray.
yeah.
It's funny, you know, almost every other person who comes in and says, "Hey, so is that the VIP area in the back?" You know, we're like,
Right.
"Nah, it's all VIP." Like everybody coming through the door is a VIP. So that's what we appreciate, right? So everyone can come in, like I said, and have the same experience.
Right.
For the low price
yeah.
of
Yeah.
Well, so we should. I'm going to help you guys out. I'm going to talk about just a little bit of cigar etiquette, and I'm going to help you guys out.
Thanks.
If you go visit a lounge
Please tell me you're going to say what you're
that
going to
is
say.
dedicated to people hanging out, I see people bring their own cigars all the time, and I don't think you guys have a problem with that.
no,
With
not
the
at all.
caveat that you buy a couple and keep their doors open, right? Don't just go hang out and smoke your own cigars. I own a brand. I have my own cigars. Every time I go in there, I buy cigars, and it's it's to help the guys out. Like, so if you go to a lounge, support the lounge. Don't just go.
And that doesn't mean don't bring your own stuff. If you have
Yeah,
something that
you can
you're
bring
really in the mood to smoke, there's something in their humidor, regardless of the shop, but especially if you're going to go hang out at a shop like theirs.
Yeah.
There's something in there that either you haven't had,
Yeah.
so you can try it and you're going to find something new, or there's something in there that you like. You pick it up. What are you going to be mad? You have another one of those cigars that you like in your humidor,
Right.
like.
Yeah.
And you guys don't have like the biggest selection, but you have a really good selection.
Yeah,
Right,
It
it's
is
very
it is
tailored.
very well tailored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is by design. Like
Yeah.
you said, we
On something for everybody. So inexpensive to,
Yeah,
fairly.
I had sticker shock. I went in there yesterday, and he had a new
Oh, you
Placencia cigar
oh,
that was
the-
$65.
Oh, the Etafel?
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was
It's
like,
worth it.
not today. But
Yeah.
I will have that one eventually.
Oh, I mean,
I gotta
come on.
try.
That's 2 of the Davidoff that you accidentally bought in Vegas.
Oh, that's a shitty story. That was in San Francisco, my friend.
Oh, that's right. That was in
yeah.
San
So I
Francisco.
paid a lot of tax on those.
Which Davidoff? Which Davidoff?
So I was taking my son, who's in the Coast Guard. We were moving him, and I happened to spend an evening in San Francisco, and so and this was kind of through COVID. I went to a cigar lounge, and they had a really good whiskey selection and very few cigars. They had like 2 cabinets of cigars. Like, it wasn't a very big selection, but I was having a good time with the people next to me, and I said, he was talking about these new Davidoffs that came in, and they just got them, and I'm like, well, I'll take 2, and I gave one to the guy next to me, and they happened to be the Royales, and I paid $150 per cigar,
Yeah.
and then gave one away because I didn't ask him how much they were. I just said, I'll take 2 of those.
But the thing is that
Yeah.
what you
Yeah.
bought was a $75 cigar with California's
Yes,
Yeah.
68% tax rate right
68%
now.
excise tax. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
San Francisco's 20% premium on top of that.
Yep.
So yeah, but
Jesus.
I haven't smoked mine yet. It's still in my humidor.
Yeah, you need
There
to
has
wait till-
been-
wait till your 75th birthday to do that.
There has been
No, I won't make it that long.
so few
man.
cigars at that price point that I've had where I've been able to justify the money. And when you're in the industry long enough, and any of us that have worked in the industry, you get very lucky that you'll meet guys and they will hand you whatever they're very proud of right now. And so, especially at the show, or if you're in the right place at the right time, and the master blenders around and stuff like that, they'll hand you stuff.
Yeah.
And you get to smoke these cigars that otherwise you'd never buy. Like, you're not going to justify it. But you smoke stuff like that, and it's like, how much is this going to be? And they're like, oh, it's going to be $60 retail, or it's going to be $80 retail. I have smoked so few at this point that I'm like, yeah, this tastes like $80. Like, this is so much better than, it's $17 or $18 cigars. So,
well, the Etafal's been on the shelf for 12 years? Because the first time they tried to bring it out for the World Cup, the deal fell through. So that blend's been sitting there for 12 years.
Oh shit, I didn't know.
So
that.
I was in the lounge last Thursday. So 4 days ago, and they had a $750 cigar on the shelf.
Did it light itself?
Yeah, it better have blown me while I was smoking the damn thing for $750. That better have come with a wet orifice for me to be able to like $750. I'm like, is it going to do my taxes afterwards? Like, what the fuck is this thing going to do? There's no way there's anything in this that's worth $750.
Well,
but somebody will. Somebody will go in there
somebody's
that's
gonna buy it.
got more money than sense and will spend the money. $65, $70, I'm willing to do it.
Yeah,
I've spent.
At that point, it's a treat. It's
a treat, and I'm in for the experience, and I want to see what it is. Because when blends like that go away, they're gone.
They're
like
gone.
you're not going to find them anymore, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, I'm like,
well,
it's an experience that I'm going to have,
and something like that too. If you buy a box and put it away, it could be a little bit of an investment.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna, put it away, not open it.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's like I refuse to call my cigar my gathering of cigars. I refuse to call them a collection.
Right.
Because a collection insinuates that I don't plan on smoking every single one of those
I have-
motherfuckers before it's over.
So,
Yeah.
so I have like 3 cigars that I don't plan on smoking. Has there been a time when somebody's handed you a cigar and you're like, okay, like this is awesome. I'm not smoking this one. I'm just gonna put it away and so I can remember the time. Has that happened to you guys?
Yeah. But unfortunately, we're having such a good time. I ended up smoking it.
Did you?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got handed an American by J.C. Newman Jr. Because I was like, hey man, I love. I was at the show and I'm like, I love the fact that you did an all American made cigar. That's really cool. I wish we could have done that. Being Warfighter, like that was a goal, but it's just impossible for somebody like me to pull that off. And he's like, oh, that's really cool. Here, have one. And I've had them before, but I'm like, yeah, the one that J.C. Newman Jr. handed me, I'm just going to sit in my humidor for a while.
Yeah.
There's been 2 opportunities like that happened to me. And one, I wish I'd been able just to keep it as like a keepsake. One, I was able to. Now, granted, I was given like 40 of them. So just saving one wasn't that big a deal. I'd smoked 2 boxes worth. So saving one was no big deal. But that one was this bonkers idea that I had. And I was in the Dominican Republic and I was with Lito Gomez. And I floated this idea by him. And so while we were there, they bench rolled like 120 of them. And I got 40 of them.
Nice.
And I smoked the first box in the first 30 days because they were still young enough that they didn't go all funky. And then the rest of them I stashed away in my humidor. And every once in a while I'd go get one. And I've saved one of those
The other cigar
for the event. The other one
Go ahead.
was I was at the time it was IPCPR, but whatever,
Right.
the show. And Avo was still around.
Yeah.
And Avo was walking around the show. And you could tell when Avo was walking around because it was like watching the Red Sea part. Like when Avo would walk, everybody would just move. And he could just come through. And Avo had his own cigar. It was the one that he smoked. And he had this little dude that followed him around. And when his cigar got low enough, he would hold it out. And the guy would take it and just give him another lit one. And I was like, you just have a cigar, bitch? They just walk around and just replace your cigar? It was the coolest shit I'd ever seen. And I never getting a chance. I'd been in the same place at the same time a couple times with him. One was in the DR at the casino there and stuff like that. And it was very in passing. And I just had the opportunity. Just happened. I was walking towards him when he's walking and I stopped and was like, first off, I just like to shake your hand. You wrote music for Sinatra, like, and you make outstanding cigars. and I just want to thank you. I just want to shake your hand and say thanks for what you've done for this community and just everything you've applied yourself. You've been a master at. Just want to shake your hand. And he just goes, hey, I really appreciate that. And then he reached in his pocket and he handed me one of his cigars, or he held it out and his little dude came around and clipped it and lit it and handed it to me. And he was like, let's smoke. And I'm smoking the cigar and walking with Avo for like, I don't know, 45 seconds because I had to go back to work. But because I was working the show, I wasn't there as a buyer. And and I was like, I really appreciate it. So I went back and I worked the rest of my booth, like smoking that Avo. And actually Bleedo came over and was like, what are you doing? And I was like, Avo gave me one of his. And he was like, okay, enjoy that. And I was like, but that's one of those cigars that I'm like, fuck, I wish you just handed it to me like raw. So I could have just been like, yep, nope, this is going home and I'm just going to keep it. But you know, to have Avo like be like, no, we're gonna smoke this. And I think that's part of the trick is he doesn't want his cigars like getting out there.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're going to get one from him, it's coming cut and lit. Like you're going to have
a band on it.
It had I would have called it a secondary band. You know, like the Tatuaje bands, the really thin ones. It was that, and it just had a signature. That was all that was on it. It didn't have the like the color coordination. Yeah. You know that secondary band the Abos have that have his signature. It was just that. It didn't have the like line band on it, but it was like his stick, and that was part of the deal when he went to Davidoff to make cigars. Was like, you're gonna supply me with my own shit. And I was like, man, it's got to be good to be the king, right? Like you can just.
So, what did you guys bring us?
Oh,
it's a pretty damn bottle.
Man, that's some tequila. It's some good shit.
I'm gonna have some of
Is
this.
that Cintoro?
Cintoro,
yeah.
I haven't had that one yet.
Oh,
I've
man,
heard good things about it.
It's that Añejo. It's pretty smooth, man.
I'm taking the claim that I introduced Scott to sipping tequila.
You did.
I'm gonna go ahead and claim it that I
because I didn't know. I knew I kind of enjoyed tequila, but I didn't know like anything about tequila. Jazz kind of put me on that path.
There is tequila that is not just felony juice. Like you can just you can sip it. You
So
can
my
enjoy the
son-
flavors. It's crazy complex.
My son, I asked him the other day. I'm like, "Do you like tequila?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, because the only time he had tequila was on his 21st birthday, and it was
Can confirm. I was part of that reason.
Shit.
It was shitty.
Oh, you got to tell me this.
By the way, it's good to see you, buddy.
You got to tell me the story. What happened?
We fed him shitty tequila and he got drunk. Ooh, that is good.
It was no, it was exactly what you expected 21st to do. So he happened to be in town at the time. He was turning 21.
Actually,
it was a couple days before. Actually,
he was on leave and he was going to be turning 21 like a week later. And so in Texas, there's a law that you can drink in bars with your parents under 21.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew the bar owner. I'm like, hey, you know, this is a situation. He's in the military, whatever. I'm going to miss his 21st birthday. It's like a week from now. He's like, yeah, you can, you know, and he's lucky though, because it rained that night and we were in an outdoor bar.
Yeah.
Had it not rained, it would have been way worse.
We were not. So everybody essentially just took turns, just
feeding him shots,
and it was
so
nice.
But this is good tequila if you want to try.
Not taking shots
tequila.
with him, by the way.
Yeah,
it was just getting drinks delivered.
Oh yeah.
So
go get a glass.
just try it. Take a sip. See if you like good tequila without having to shoot it. It's way better. Yeah, it's way better.
Yeah.
Compared to 1800.
Yeah.
Not all tequila requires salt and lime.
warm
Like,
in a shot glass and shooting it.
but I think I turned you on with. I brought you Herradura.
Mm-hmm.
Herradura number 1.
Yeah.
Which is it's a damn fine. It's a silver, but it's easy to drink.
Yep.
Like,
and then I went to Mexico City and found the Casa de Dragones. Dragones. Yeah. And that is a really good tequila too. If you haven't tried that, I'll bring you in a bottle for you guys to try. It's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
you
Mikey,
can now find it more prevalent.
yes, it's everywhere.
Casa Azul. When you get the chance to get that, it looks like it's in a pepper grinder.
Like
It's about this tall. It's in a white bottle.
White bottle, and then
but it looks like a pepper
3 different
grinder.
bottles.
I kid you not. Like it looks like you could like spin the top and like
There's
pepper
a
would
little
come out the bottom. But
bell on the top.
it's a beautiful bottle. But That is good tequila.
Yeah.
No, it's
This is good tequila.
got a price tag
I'm
on
happy
it, but
with
it's
this one.
it's good.
So this is the Michael Jordan brand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So PCA. It wasn't PCA. It was we were somewhere Vegas, and the guy told me to try it. He's like, "Hey, try this. It's really good." And I was like, "Nah, I'm good." And so, I'm standing there bullshitting with him, and he says, "Hey, it's Michael Jordan's tequila." And I was like, "I don't give a fuck. He plays basketball. He don't know."
Oh,
shit.
Michael
Like,
Jordan's a businessman.
He's a businessman, right? So he's like, "No." He's like, "No, this is not that. Like, no shit. He took his time with this."
Yeah.
And he explained the bottle, like the design of the bottle to me. But I tried it and I loved it. So I ended up standing there with him like another hour drinking tequila. Yeah. And so now I drink it now.
See, I'm the same way
This
with you
is
though.
good.
Every time somebody tells me it's a celebrity liquor,
Yeah.
I'm like, so it sucks.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be
It's-
bad because
it's-
they're just selling it on the celebrity name.
Yeah, it's
not
the
a
same as
quality
cigars,
booze.
right?
Yeah.
They said
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis, but another one was LeBron James. Like he smokes our cigars. I was like, I don't give a fuck. He plays basketball. I don't care about his team.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got a palate, but
Yeah.
you can't sell me a cigar because LeBron
Celebrity cigars are the
smokes
same thing.
Yeah.
There's been a ton of athletes now that have
it.
had,
Yeah.
and they don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, whatever. You can put my number on it.
I would think
just give me 10%.
I would think some guys are invested in it though. Like some guys will
I
take
think
their brand
I think if
seriously.
they have ownership in their brand,
Yeah.
they probably take it more serious. But if it's just like a brand that does a
If
celebrity,
you just license it out, it's a
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
story. If you
Uh,
don't have anything invested
You
in
get a
it,
percentage.
One of the
of
celebrity
sales.
cigars that I'll make an exception for is that knuckle sandwich, the Guy Fieri cigar.
That's a
Yeah.
good
It's
cigar.
a good
That's a good
cigar.
cigar.
Like it's just
Yeah.
a legitimately
That's- yeah.
good cigar.
yes.
But that is technically speaking was done for Guy Fieri. It's like
Yeah.
that's a celebrity cigar, but it's a legitimately good
yeah, that's a
stick.
good one.
See, but I think Tony was telling me that Guy Fieri was actually in on the blending of that
He was.
cigar.
He was involved in
So-
the entire
Well,
process.
you know.
He probably has a palate.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I would hope so.
You would hope so.
Well, you know who he's
Saying,
you know who
eats
he's
all that shit.
really really good friends with, right?
Huh.
He's really really good friends with Matt Booth.
Mhm.
So all of those bracelets that you see Guy Fieri in, that's all Matt Booth's
Right.
silver. Like,
Oh,
that's
nice.
all Matt's jewelry. So if you don't know and you're familiar with Room 101 Cigars, he actually started as a jewelry company, and they're still a jewelry company. But Matt Booth is really good friends with Guy, so
Yeah.
I'm sure there was quite a few phone calls that
Yeah. I'm sure.
about how do I make this not suck.
Right.
So
No, I think they succeeded.
Yeah.
it's
did good.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's two of them, right? There's
The
there's
Habano
three.
and a Maduro.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just released
Oh,
their
there's
second
three.
one.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no, they
there's
got
No, the new one just
shade.
came
The
out.
chef special.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chef
Yeah, that's
special.
a
what it is, the
shade.
chef special.
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
They started with two. They had the Habano and the Maduro,
Maduro. Now they got
and
the
now they
Corojo.
brought the shade out.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I thought the chef special was a Corojo.
It's a Corojo.
Is it a Corojo?
Mhm.
Okay.
That's what got me all excited about it because I'm a little
He's-
partial.
he's a
to that.
Corojo
I'm a
whore.
little partial to that rapper. so-
Corojo. He's a Corojo.
I'm a Corojo.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Corojo.
So,
So we used to do a segment called "No Shit There I Was," and we would lead into it, and it was a military story that wasn't like a shoot 'em up story. It was just something ridiculous, something funny that like most civilians don't realize that like in the military, you do some really fucking stupid, dumb, funny shit sometimes.
yeah, but after 3.5 years, all of us ran out of stories.
Yeah. So do you guys have like a funny "No Shit There I Was" story?
Yeah.
Like it can be a barrack story. It can be a like one we had a guy had to emergency shit on a patrol in Iraq, and it
Yeah.
was but
So I think you got to be able to laugh at yourself a little bit.
There you
go. So it's not really. I mean, it's funny, but it was funnier when it happened, right?
right.
So I was adamant about never running to a bunker.
Okay.
Because truth be told, I'm afraid of bunkers. Because I always felt like if it took a direct hit and you're in it, it's gonna collapse on you. You're fucked anyway, right?
Right.
So I'd rather take my chances outside of it. So we're kind of away from where we were. We went to Mosul for this one. I don't know, for a couple of days.
Right.
And foreign place, like not used to sleeping there, bunker right, on the pad. And
On the airfield in Missouri?
No, not the airfield. It's we were on the, I forget the names of it, but one side, not the big crowded side, but the other side. And I was tired, so I'm sleep, and I guess it starts to rain rockets and shit. Right. So, but just before that, let me back up, because this was in the back of my mind. We were standing outside, and this guy, Kenny he said, "Hey, what's that?" And we look up, and I was like, "Bro, it's a fucking rocket." And you can see it.
Oh, you can watch it.
Yeah. So later on, I'm asleep. May probably just falling asleep. And so the rocket storm, right? So I jump up, throw my boots on, and run to the bunker. And I'm sitting in the bunker, and people were quiet. Like, they were kind of talking, but then they started to look. Then they got quiet, and I see people talking to themselves and shit, right? Like, and so I'm standing, I don't know any of them and shit. So I stand up every now and then, and then I realized, I said, fuck, it's cold. It's cold, right? So I didn't have a shirt on. I was like, and that's when it hit me, right? I'm standing in my underwear and boots, and everybody else is like in uniform,
right?
Uniform. They got their full shit battle around and shit, and I was like, man, how am I gonna get out of this shit, right?
Well, so nobody knew your name.
They didn't know my name, but I played it cool because I was like, I waited, and once I really realized it, I sat there for a minute hoping I was invisible, and then
wasn't that dark, brother?
Man, it wasn't, bro. It wasn't at all. So then I headed up. I just walked out, went back to the my little transit hut, and
right,
called it good, but. They knew. I mean, I saw some people the next day. They kind of laughed about it.
Yeah.
No shit. There you were.
Yeah. In my underwear.
In a bunker.
In a bunker.
Yeah.
In Missouri.
Yeah. In Missouri.
So this is where we found out he wears nothing but banana hammocks.
Yeah.
They were all like leopard print, just hanging out.
G-string.
It was a G-string.
It had monkey or it had elephant
just out
ears.
there, just swinging hammer in this bunker in nothing but combat boots. Just
cheeks out.
Just
what up?
I was lucky it caught me the night with underwear on, man. I'd have really been,
Yeah,
in bad shape.
What year was that?
This was 08.
Okay.
Yeah, 08 time frame.
Yeah, I was in Missoula in 3 and 4. So.
Yeah,
I never had any underwear ever.
Yeah.
But I kept pants on.
Just combat boots.
Just combat.
Just combat boots and a thin coat of Vaseline.
No. And a World War II tanker gas mask. You've seen those with the long tube that it would swing when you'd run?
Just rubbing yourself with CLP the whole time.
It puts the oil on.
LaRon, what about you? You got a no shit there I was story.
I got no story.
Oh bullshit!
I got no story.
That is the biggest pile of horse shit ever told on this podcast, man.
Okay, all right. So
you're gonna show up and just lie like that to people you just met? That's
okay. All right. One training exercise, and I was in the reserve side. We were out in the field, and you know how they always tell you don't drink the fucking milkshake. One day I drank the fucking milkshake, and it was I had to be about 2 a.m, and I couldn't find my flashlight. Stomach started gurgling and shit. So I said, I can make it till the morning. So my stomach started gurgling and shit. And I said, fuck it, I can't hold it. So we were basically in the middle of a cornfield.
Right.
And I'm looking around, the ground's hard, so I know I can't dig a hole. So I had to run about 150 yards to, there was just one lone tree out there. And so I couldn't find my toilet paper. So I grabbed a t-shirt. Yeah. I grabbed a t-shirt. And one of the things I hated was ground shitters.
Right.
I hate people that I was like, well, ground's hard. I can't dig a fucking hole. It was freezing. So I haul ass.
Where were we at?
We were in somewhere in fucking Farmville, Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like one of those weekend dudes. Yeah. We were out there doing bullshit. And so we're out there, and I get to the tree, and I'm like, fuck. And there's just, I kid you not, there's this one little branch just hold on. So I said, well,
The
fuck
power
it.
bars.
Yeah. I dropped trowel. I'm holding on to this tree and just let loose. And I'm like shivering. I'm like really shivering, trying to hold on to this because it was like 5 below.
Right.
And I'm just shivering. And so I get down and I clean myself up and I'm just looking like, oh shit, I can't even bury this. So I'm like, well, it's far enough away. Nobody's coming way over here. And sure as shit. The next morning, somebody comes back. Some nasty fuck goes over there and wipes his ass with a t-shirt and throws it on the fucking ground. Didn't even dig a hole. And I'm just sitting there, just looking like, nah,
That nasty motherfucker.
Them nasty sons of bitches. That was the worst time of my life. I said I'll never drink the fucking milkshake from an MRE again, ever. But it was one of those deals. We didn't have shit out there. We couldn't take pogey bait and all that shit. So I was like, I need something sweet. So I braved the rapids and I drank the fucking milkshake, and I paid for it
You should
that
never,
night because
never drink the milkshake.
Never drink the fucking milkshake.
No.
And on top of that, they served like that stroganoff shit for
Uh,
dinner. Yeah, so yeah, it was a bad day in Farmville, Illinois, and luckily they did the crop, so no farmer would run across it.
It's a good thing I didn't like have to fucking pull a stand to. Somebody lay in it.
Oh,
That'd have been wrong.
that's what I hated. That happened to me.
Actually,
That happened to me.
you scarred.
In
scarred you
fucking
for life.
basic training. That happened to me. My stand, I go run. First of all, it wasn't mine. They get you up in the crack of dark, and everybody just going there. I just wanted to find a fucking lean-to. I jump in, and I'm fucking there, and get my shit ready, and I'm like, fuck, I'm landing in the mud. My hand is on the back of my hand on a pile of shit. I don't know if hopefully it was like raccoon or fucking. I know it wasn't deer because it wasn't a bunch of pellets.
Yeah, at least it wasn't
It
people.
was a fucking whole log.
I can deal with animal shit.
Yeah,
People shit, it's a whole nother story.
I can't deal with any shit. I can't. Like you see those fucking forestry TV shows where they're out in the fucking wilderness and a guy picks up a pile of dung. Oh, this is a really big bear, and he picks up a pile of shit.
You're breaking it apart and shit to be like,
Oh,
he's been eating a lot of fucking berries. And it's like, well, you're playing with shit, my guy. Like, what are you doing?
And he wipes his face. Oh, it's hot out here. What the fuck is that shit? It's just crazy.
You brought all that gear out there to make a fucking pocket knife? Like, fuck. Like, what are you doing?
Just nasty. Just nasty. Those are my no shit stories.
Nice. Well, that was a shit story.
Yeah, that was actually a shit
It was
story.
literally shit.
Yeah, there was no shit about it.
So all you hunters, don't be fucking ground shitters. You dig a hole or hold it, you bastards.
Just airdrop that from the tree stand.
Yeah. I'll see your archery and raise you a tree stand pooping. Justin, get any current events for us?
So did y'all see that your favorite person, Greta, was in the news recently?
Which Greta?
Greta Thunberg, I believe, the
Okay.
young one. So are y'all aware who Andrew Tate is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he decided to pick a fight with old Greta and was talking shit, saying I got all these cars, blah, blah, blah. And I believe 2 days later, he was arrested on alleged human trafficking charges and all this shit. And the funny part was when he made the original diss video, he's got like these pizza boxes and shit. And he's talking about like, I run all my cars, I got all these emissions, I don't even recycle my pizza boxes. And so Greta now has the most engaged tweet because she just replied to it and was like, this is what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes, right? And so everyone's like, you picked a fight with a 19-year-old little girl and now you're fucking arrested.
And I'm not a Greta fan,
No.
but good on her.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
like
you
solid.
gotta give credit where credit's
Yeah.
due.
Who is that? Who is she?
She's the one. How dare you?
Yeah, she's
With
the one
the
that got up in front of the
environment.
UN when she was like 14, was like, how dare you deny me my future?
Oh,
Duh.
Yeah.
like the environmentalist stuff. But-
Yeah.
Like supposedly sailing across the Atlantic or something on her own or some shit like that.
No, that wasn't her. What they did was they stashed her on a boat so she didn't have to go to school because she was in
Yeah, that's right.
international waters.
No, wow.
But she was being homeschooled because
What nationality is she? French or
I don't know, bitch.
well?
Swedish or Danish, I think.
Greta, that's got to be Swedish, Danish.
Yeah,
Greta,
Yeah.
Useless.
German.
German. You said useless. So insensitive to the cause.
To what cause? What is she accomplishing?
Recycle your cigar butts.
She is Swedish.
Swedish.
Yes.
Ja, Jan van de Burgie.
Something like that.
Something like that.
From the country that delivers nothing but recyclable furniture. But you have to,
Figure out how to put together.
but more cardboard than you could possibly know what to do with.
We're saving the world.
She's saving the world. Yeah.
No,
Anything
it's
else?
trash.
It's all the big stuff. I
Speaking
got
of Greta,
right now.
I actually saw somebody tagged me in it and sent it to me. Somebody made a fucking like $3,800 sex doll
Oh,
that
Jesus.
looks like Greta,
Yeah.
which
That's not creepy
is
at all.
terrifying.
Wait,
No.
how old is she?
Now she's 19 or 20.
now.
Did somebody made a sex
She's
doll?
20 now.
That's
Her
Yeah.
birthday was like a week ago.
So how often y'all talk?
Not enough for me to get a doll of her.
Fucking 20 years of stealing oxygen right there.
God damn. You guys are.
You can maybe look her up now because I hadn't.
You know,
You're better off. You're better off not knowing who she is.
I-
Don't
I-
ask.
I think I'm gonna stick with it.
Don't ask. Just stick with it.
She's gonna
Play
be-
the voice
she's gonna-
clip.
She's going to be in your DMs. You were talking about me on that show.
You're goddamn right I
Fuck
was.
boy. You're one of those fuck boys.
I am a fuck boy, and I'll tell you right now that you should carry around a tree to replace the oxygen you're stealing from everybody else.
Well, if she carried
what
the
was
tree,
what was
she's
the what
producing
was her
oxygen.
speech? It was at like
If it's in
a
a pot.
environmental conference or some
Look
shit.
at UN.
It was UN.
Yeah, it was the UN, and she had like a 15-minute speech
And
about
she-
how
at 14 years old,
yeah.
talking to the UN.
Man, I can't get one of those now.
Yeah.
Maybe I mean,
Well, maybe they'll let me talk. I'd reach.
All you got to do is be a whiny little girl. You can go talk to the UN.
That was pretty much her whole pitch. It was just shame on you for letting this.
Do you
happen
have
to the planet.
a 10-second audio clip of it?
We're not set up for audio right
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah, but
it's
you're not missing out on anything.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fucking.
It's everything her parents wrote for her.
Yeah.
That was the other thing was she was I believe like 14 when she first went viral, and it was like, yeah, this 14-year-old girl's not tracking this shit. Like,
She also hadn't been in school in like 3 years at that point,
yeah,
or something like that. Like,
And she had a weird eye thing. Kind of
Still does.
Yeah.
like cross-eyed or what?
Yeah, like they're a little too far
I
apart.
don't know. Like
maybe.
the Spartans would have thrown her back.
God damn. What is with these? Okay, I got. Why do we have ball sacks everywhere? What the fuck? We got
Well,
these-
Jess has a vagina hanging off his.
I do.
Oh,
I
I've
have a
got
vagina.
I've got balls and a vagina. I have blue balls actually.
blue balls.
Yeah.
That's it's
I just have a vagina on mine.
gifts from our listeners.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Scott, you clearly did not give them the brief before they got here, huh?
No,
Yeah.
I told them to listen before they came on. I don't think they did.
So I listened before. I didn't listen yesterday.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, but when we talked about it, shit.
Oh yeah.
So we've been planning to come up here for a long time,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, only a
shit
couple
just
months.
moves. Yeah,
It's only
But-
been a couple months. It hasn't been a long time.
yeah.
We talked about what at grand opening.
Yeah.
It's only
Yeah.
been a couple months.
That's good. You know.
Even before that, when we met, we talked about it right after,
Yeah.
like 2 years ago, right?
And now we're here.
Yeah.
So it's
if-
only been a couple months.
If you're in the San Antonio
24.
area,
Oh, that's only a couple.
look up 4-9s. Go visit their lounge.
Yeah, go check it out.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good place.
Yeah. Come by,
So
and you can bring your cigars, but damn,
buy something.
Buy a
Jesus.
couple.
Damn.
let's not have that conversation,
Right?
You know,
Scott,
Cigar
can I-
101.
like Scott mentioned, like Scott, he patronized the lounge. He's not only that, like he's mentioned everybody knows you're a brand owner, but I appreciate the fact that he's a member there, right? he doesn't have to buy cigars, but he does. And we always tell people that the rule is in place for. It's not for people with cigar etiquette. It's for those who are lacking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the people who lack it are just unaware of it.
Right. Some
Right.
of them, but
Yeah, some of them.
yeah, some are
Yeah.
just But they, we talk to them. We tell them.
Oh, you
But
do?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. That's
Oh,
an
yeah,
awkward
but-
conversation. But I think once people understand it, like it makes sense to them. It should
Yeah.
make sense to them.
My last trip in there was actually when I was going to pick up my dog.
Yeah.
I was going to pick up my puppy.
Yeah.
Stopped in, picked up a couple cigars.
But it should
Hung out,
make
had a smoke.
sense to people. But you still get those ones that want to, it's like a big deal, and you gotta kind of throw the whole. Well, you wouldn't take a Big Mac to Burger King, would you?
Right.
Yeah.
And you can bring your own cigars because that's what I do. Sometimes when I visit other shops,
Yeah.
I take my cigars that I plan on smoking, and then I buy a couple from the shop, and then I
Right.
take those back. And
Well, you got to keep the numbers
'em in
right
my
at
hummer.
home. I mean, if
Yeah.
you take a couple of cigars out, you got to bring a couple home.
right.
So as a brand owner, when I go into a shop like yours, right? Like I like smoking my own cigars. Like they feel
Yeah.
very I feel like I'm at home when I'm smoking my own brand, right?
Yeah.
But I like to try new things. But it feels really weird to me to buy my own brand when I
Yeah.
go into a shop.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't do that.
But
Yeah.
I know it's weird, right?
Right.
But I like to smoke my own brand. But
Yeah.
it's just,
But it just feels-
it's one of those weird things, right?
Yeah.
Like yeah.
I mean, we buy, even when we smoke cigars in 49, if it doesn't come out of like the locker or something,
Right.
I buy it. If I
Yeah.
pull it off the shelf and someone's like, "Hey, you buying a cigar?" and you're like, "Yeah, we buy it.
Yeah.
Buy the cigar." You
It's
can
called
just-
accounting and
Yeah.
accountability and
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be a drug dealer and smoke all your crack.
Right. Well, you could.
Oh, you could.
You could,
You
but
just
then
be a shitty
you
one.
just be a shitty drug dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same goes with cigars.
Yeah.
We can't just because we work there and
Yeah.
own it. We can't just grab a stick off the shelf and just do that.
Man, we smoke a lot of our own product and don't do that.
But
As a brand owner, though,
different,
it's
yeah.
a different set of rules.
you can't like buying it off the shelf is just probably be weird. Right?
Yeah.
But
Like
Well, that's just
I
smoking
pay
it.
Dave shit, but he smokes like $40,000 worth of cigars a year.
yeah,
That's
So
pretty
it
good
evens out.
salary.
You must have some higher price cigars than I'm aware we're selling.
Every time you look up, he's got 2 cigars lit. He's got one over there. Well, I was standing over there a few minutes ago. I'm going back over
Yeah.
there. So
No,
people are
every-
over
oh, yeah.
there.
Everybody knows I have a rule. If you're here and you're on the show or you're in the shop or whatever, if you're with me, you smoke for free.
Yeah.
Right.
right.
Because I'm a good crack dealer. First one's free.
Yeah, get them.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
get them. You gotta bring them back
Oh, yeah.
in.
Yeah.
That's how you
gotta
hook
bring
them.
them back in.
Yeah.
That's how you hook them.
I'm the same way in my business.
Yeah.
Like I sell my hobby, but everything that I want out of my store, I still pay the store for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your hobby?
I own a tabletop game store and bar. So
Really?
Called Battle Pub.
So like the fucking ring games and
no. It's like board games, RPGs,
Like D&D
war
and-
games,
Oh,
D&D,
okay,
things like
Warhammer,
that. Yeah.
all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah, those genre.
Where's it at? Where's your?
it's inside Rolling Oaks Mall,
Okay.
so northeast San Antonio.
Yeah. That's right off of 1604, right?
Mhm.
yeah. I've been in there.
Yeah, so
You got a ton of shit in there. You got a ton of games in there.
yeah, we're 13,000 square feet. So
We host like tournaments and stuff. And,
Oh,
yeah, it's cool.
yeah, can now actually wear the crown as the largest game center in Texas. So.
What 13,000 square feet you earned that crown?
Yeah.
So, we're pretty large, but yeah, but I mean, I still pay my location for because I play all these games, so I can't just go rip it off the shelf and just be like, yeah, whatever, the store will eat it. Like,
Yeah,
I still
no.
pay for all of it. So.
Yeah.
Consumables are a little different.
Yeah.
Oh, one other cigar. Back to JC Newman Jr. giving me one. The other cigar. I was at a cigar lounge. I was drinking a little bit, and they were rolling their own cigars there. And the general manager handed me a cigar that he rolled. I smoked that the other day, Ron. That was a terrible cigar.
Thank you very much.
It looked terrible, but it tasted all right.
Oh,
But it looked terrible.
It was absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, you haven't rolled very many joints in your life, I can tell.
You know, I kind of lost the art. You know.
So in the conference room, we're gonna get a whole setup from Nicaragua, a rolling table and all the shit, and we're gonna be able to roll our own. So I will someday hand you an equally shitty cigar, sir.
And I will look forward to it.
All right.
I will look forward to it, and I will critique it as such.
All right.
I just want a table knife.
A table knife?
The actual, yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those coming. The
Yeah.
whole thing, whole
I
setup.
just want one.
The fucking rolly machine, whatever it is called.
The binding machine.
Yeah. I can't remember.
I'll get
There's a
you.
name for it.
Yeah, just like the table knife has
Yeah.
a specific name for it.
It's
too,
called a
but
Chivetta.
It's Chivetta.
There you go.
But
Look at that.
if I was any more white, it'd be clear. So remembering all of the rest of the names out there is.
I will hand you down my personal Chivetta. I will get a new one, and you can have mine.
Oh, really? Yes. Yeah, I've always wanted one. And out of all the years I spent in the industry, I never got my hands on one. And
Right.
it looks just like some random piece of steel.
Yeah.
Looks like
shaved
a-
The
down.
little
Looks like an old axe without a handle.
right.
Yeah. But yeah, when you see them on like those rollers tables and stuff, and they just look like this like scrap piece, and then you could shave with that motherfucker. They
Yeah.
are so damn sharp. Like
Yeah.
now they're making like kitchen knives that look just like Chivettas, but they're
And they're
Yeah.
cool looking.
for like cutting
Really?
herbs and stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
What are you
like
talking about?
some of you-
Ulus?
no, that's the actual like fighting knife. This is like
No,
this is a
I-
kitchen knife.
Yeah, the Ulu was an Inuit kitchen knife essentially. It's just a half moon with a handle on the top,
Yeah,
and it just
but
rocks back and
All these
forth.
companies
Yeah.
making kitchen knives for that now. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, all the knives that are coming out are fucking. I got to get a set.
yeah.
The ones where you see the guy out in the middle of nowhere, and he chops down a tree and then slices an onion and cuts his steak and makes a whole meal out on his hunting
With this
trip.
one knife.
With this
I
one
have
knife.
my eyes. Benchmade does a set of kitchen knives.
Really?
Yeah.
Good lord, I wouldn't want to pay for those.
They're fucking expensive, but I got my eye. on
You've
them.
seen that steak knife set that they make?
is not a sharp knife, sir.
It's not.
No.
So I can play with this.
It's a
Right?
bayonet.
It should be sharp.
That's the sharpest bayonet I've ever played with.
Yeah.
But as far as a knife goes, it's
Yeah. Benchmade makes that set of steak knives. Too.
yeah, they're
Comes
cool
in
as
the box-
shit.
What?
And the cleaver, they have a
Yeah.
really fucking badass cleaver. Yeah.
Actually, I found a guy that does. He forges his own Damascus, and he's making Damascus kitchen knives. But it's like 5 knives is like $600, but it comes in a leather like fold up, and they're all in it. And I'm like,
I think the Benchmade
this
set,
is worth it.
The Benchmade
Yeah,
set
if
was like
you're a-
over $2,000 if I
Yeah.
remember right.
You're a serial killer from what was that movie? Hostel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where the guy just rolls
He
out
just
the tool
rolls out
roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that, but there's only 6 knives in it. It's like, or 5 knives in it. It's like $640, but
One's for fingernails. the
It's
other's
all-
for eyeballs.
but it's all hand forged Damascus and stuff. I met the guy, and
6 to 6.5 for 5 hand forged is not bad.
it's
at
not
all.
bad.
No.
It's not, but.
No,
I think most people
know-
look at their kitchen knives and like, well, the ones I bought at a Walmart work just fine. I'm like, sure,
But it's like
they'll
it's-
get you there.
But it's just like using a fucking cheap ass cutter on a cigar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I use that same analogy. I was like, you can cut your steak with a butter knife, but
Yeah.
should you? You know,
If it's cooked right.
It's also part of the
yeah,
it's also part of
This
the
is no
experience
terror.
of it too.
But
Like
yeah.
my wife and I both love to cook. Having good knives in our kitchen is just part of that cooking experience. Like,
So, ladies and gentlemen, this conversation is how you know everybody in this conversation is over 40.
yep.
We're talking about fucking knives.
Not quite yet.
Well, okay, we still have one young pup still in there.
Oh no, we got like 3.5 months and I'll hit 40. So
Oh, really? All right.
man.
This is how you know you're getting old. We're talking about kitchen utensils.
Right?
Well, next, we'll probably start talking about our medicine.
No, it's so far.
You take
This,
trazodone? Yeah, I got that too.
this episode has been about etiquette and good knives. So
Oh,
like
yeah,
that's been the
Yeah.
Right.
So, but I am going to say I've kicked off 2023 right, and I've gotten one of my bucket list items out of the way, and I now have my motorcycle license. So
There you go.
I am
What? Oh, you.
I have
very happy to have finally gotten that taken care
I
of.
have to do that. I have to do
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
20 years I've been saying like, I'll get around to it.
Hey, so
But
all
you
you
just been
fuckers in the
finally fucking did
military
it.
still riding around without your license, you know it's against the rules.
It's
You
2
and that
fucking
shit.
days. It's 2 days. I went into it.
I had my motorcycle license when I was 17.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. That's a,
and
I
look,
gotta
if
go
you
get it.
if you already know how to ride, you can just go down to DPS, and it's 5 steps that you have to go through to prove that you're allowed to ride. And I know that because I just took the fucking test. And I will tell you right now, if you can pass that test, that does not mean you should be allowed to ride fucking anywhere. Like, it is such a fucking joke.
yeah.
That test is a joke.
Yeah.
It, like,
It
So
wants you
are-
to prove that you can do
Are
the
you trying
basics.
to talk me into loaning you my bike after?
no, I am confident, and I know I need more saddle time, and I can't do that without an accessible bike to be
Yeah.
able to like
No,
get
like I said,
better on
You can borrow mine.
What
But-
do you have? Scott?
that. He's got a
Roadstar Warrior.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
but man, I mean, I got called out on essentially riding the bike more advanced than I was allowed. I was supposed to during the course.
Yeah, well, you can't walk a wheelie in the course.
No, it wasn't anything like that. But it was things like you ride after you've broken the apex and you're coming back up and your bike is starting to straighten. You can add the throttle. It will help speed up to straighten the bike
Yeah.
and get it back vert. So I did that on one of the drills and got called out that I righted the bike too quickly. And I
Right.
was like, what the? It's literally a safer way to ride this fucking thing. And you're telling me I wasn't supposed to do it, but they want you to do everything with like, take all your turns with clutch only. And
Yeah.
it was so, but I almost fought one of my instructors. Like, it was almost worth getting kicked out just to bounce my helmet off this dude's face. Like, it was almost worth it.
Jesus.
He was so bad.
Well, you should have.
So he was so bad, 3 people quit the course.
Wow. Wow.
Talk about it in a course survey, huh?
Oh my God, it was awful. And I don't have much of a filter. You've known me for quite a while now.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really? Really?
So-
Jazz with no filter?
You don't say.
Yeah, you've known me for quite a while now, Scott.
Yeah.
I held my tongue for 2.5 days to deal with this motherfucker. Didn't say anything back. Didn't just
Yeah.
okay.
Roger that.
Just
Yep.
just drove. And I was like, and then he gave me my certificate, and I had it in my hand. The little "you're good to ride," like I was good. And they have it's done by the Motorcycle Safety Foundation, but it was at a Harley dealership, and they have these little like dry erase boards, and they want you to go right where you feel your knowledge is at the beginning of the course and where you feel it is at the end of the course.
yeah.
And at the beginning of it, it was like motorcycle riding skill or whatever. And I put like scale of 10. So I put like a 3. Whatever. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
At the end of the course, I escalated it to like a 5. Right? Thinking like, it's on a scale of 10. I'll put it at
Right.
5. That shows that like, yeah, I felt like I was more confident on a motorcycle now that I've gone through this course. And he comes around and he's like, well, Jazz, you put it at a 5. Why don't you explain what counter steering on a bike is? And I was like, steering against the lean in order to increase contact packs and friction on the bikes and maintain control during speed. And I was like, now I know I'm not supposed to know that because that's too advanced of a skill. So why don't you go change the number on that board to whatever the fuck makes your dick wiggle? Because I don't care at this point. And then he didn't want to talk to me anymore. And I was like, 2.5 days. And I was like, I haven't been in a fight in a while. And I'm really thinking it's going to be with this fucking guy. But yeah, so started the year off right. One of my bucket list items is done, and I now
Nice.
have my license.
Congratulations.
So I'm
Yeah.
very happy about it.
Do you guys ride?
I do.
You do?
Well, I can't say I ride. I have a motorcycle.
I have a motorcycle as well.
Yeah.
I don't ride very much.
Nah.
I've put more miles on that thing since I moved to Texas than you have.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm about to help with that number.
I have a Road Glide,
Nice.
and it's a 17 Road Glide. It's still less than 1,000 miles on it.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ,
my
man.
goodness.
Fix that shit.
I ride more.
Yeah.
No, I need
yeah.
people like you to hang on to your hanger queens because in
Yeah.
2 or 3 years, when you decide
Yeah.
like this thing's just taking up too much fucking space and you
Yeah.
want to ditch it,
Yeah.
guys like me can then go and snatch up your bike for a song and it's in perfect condition.
Yeah,
so
it's still it's brand new.
Yeah.
that's not even
But I'm
broken in
gonna
yet.
give it to my brother.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I had another motorcycle before those. I had a R1. I used
Oh
to
yeah.
have one.
Yeah. I started out with an R6.
I'm not that cool yet. But hopefully I'll, this year or next year I'll probably get.
Yeah.
It's worth it. If you can take the course and you don't get an absolute douchebag, like it's worth taking the course.
Yeah.
I should have did it when I was in the military, but I never did.
Yeah, in the military, you got to do it. It's
Why?
like a
They
week
take the
long-
fun out of it all.
Oh, yeah, man.
But then again, civilian.
So did this fucking guy.
there you
So
Yeah.
and there was 2 coaches there. The other guy, there was Bill, and fuck, I hope you find the show and you can know what just the fucking asshat I think you fucking are. And then Scott was the other coach, and he was awesome. And he was one of those ones that actually paid attention to the riders and would come over and give you like little tiny tips that all of a sudden just made everything just infinitely easier and stuff like that. He was great, and he would do things like stop the line and like be like, hey, just stop looking at what you're doing and look at me.
Right.
And just trust that the bike is going to do it and stuff like that. Like he was a coach. He legitimately made you a better rider. Had it been like him and fucking anybody else, they could have brought fucking Barney out to sing and just have that guy, and it'd have been a better course. But if you get a good coach, that course is worth it, and you do everything at very low speeds, and it's a lot of like how to swerve the bike, how to weave it in and out, how to do a U-turn in it, like very fine control with it. Because the fact of the matter is that once a bike's up to speed, it doesn't take a lot. You lean it a little bit, and the bike kind of does its thing. So it's a lot of very low speed exercises for very technical skill stuff.
Yeah.
And it's great for that. After that, though, you need saddle time. So if you either have access to a bike, which I'm very lucky that I have a lot of friends that have bikes that have been like, we got you, don't worry about it, or already have one.
Yeah.
It's a great thing to lay in all of the foundations of it. But I will tell you right now, if you just do that course and take the exam and you have no experience around them, you're not ready to ride. Like it is.
Well, now that I know that somebody's giving their bike to their brother, I better use the access that I have to.
But just wear it out. Just wear it out.
Right.
Wear it
And the
out.
funny thing is-
just keep the fucking seals oiled.
Right. And the funny thing is that the bigger bikes are actually easier to ride. I know that sounds weird, but they just are. They're not as twitchy, and they're not as.
Well, that's what people tell me because
they just
I
ride
have
easier.
I have this whole complex that because I'm not a big guy. And how big is your bike? Like,
But don't let that scare you.
Oh, you got it. No, I got to lower it though.
Yeah, I might be a little tall.
Yeah, I don't think you could touch the ground.
that's that's
You
so.
midget.
Oh, that's so fucked up. That's
Almost
so
all
fucked up.
Harleys are pretty low slung though.
Yeah.
Almost all of them
I
are
just
pretty
have
low.
this thing. I feel like I won't be able to hold it up.
Now,
or
if he told
something
me,
like that.
what's that new Harley adventure bike that they made?
Oh, I don't remember.
It's
Oh.
that thing. It's like 7 feet off the ground. They had them at that dealer because I took mine at a Harley dealership.
Those are tall on purpose.
They need all the
Yeah,
ground
all the
clearance.
shocks and shit. Yeah.
They
I
need
don't-
all the ground
I
clearance.
don't think
but-
it's so much the height of it. I think it's just the
width can get you,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
The hardest part about riding is when you're going like 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
If you're moving, it's fucking easy.
literally
if-
anything above 10 miles an hour. If you've ever ridden a bicycle,
Yeah.
it's mechanically the same thing. Like understanding that you don't. If you're traveling and you need to turn, you don't just take the wheels and fucking just jerk them to the left. You lean it over.
Yeah.
If you've ever ridden a bicycle, mechanically, it's the same thing. It's just more power.
Yeah.
The power is what you have to learn how to modulate.
Yeah.
Well, I should become a
More
modulator.
power the better.
I agree with you because I'll tell you right now that thing they had us on, the struggle bus was getting it to a speed.
When
that-
you learn how to ride doing a burnout, you have enough power.
Sure.
Well, I suppose
Yeah.
should probably wrap this bitch.
Well, this bitch is brought to you by Warfighter Tobacco, and you can find all their tasty goodies over at warfightertobacco.com
And 4.9.
And 4.9.
and at
Yes.
49 Cigars. Go over there. Fucking pay retail for it and support that lounge.
We're gonna run out of Hero Sports before you guys, I think. So,
There you go.
No. Well, I
Snatch
hope
it up when you
not.
can.
Hope not.
well, we got more coming, but I think we're gonna run out.
Yeah.
And then owellness.us, use that code FreedomFriends25 for a quarter off your order over there. And Icy Tech Coolers for those that get it. You can use Freedom Friends 10 for 10% off over there. I would raise my glass, but I'm empty as shit. So
I don't have a glass.
Do you want to? You should try this. You
I
should.
want
just
to,
try it.
but I
Just-
want to do. I
just for the toast. You
I
should.
don't want. Yeah, sure. I'll do
for
a little
the
drop,
toast.
and then I'll put ice and everything on it because I'm a.
Pa-
should give
pass
a-
that down.
A Freedom Friends discount. They mentioned that this week.
Oh, for a week long.
Yeah, a week long.
Okay, we can do that.
So if you listen to this podcast, you go to 49s and you mention the Freedom Friends podcast, they're going to give you a discount, and it's going to be 2.3% off.
2.1.
2.1.
2.1.
It's a mystery discount.
It's a mystery discount.
It depends on whether or not you have any fucking etiquette.
They're going to charge. They're going to
Yeah.
charge you
Charge
extra because you listen to this mediocre shit.
So,
Hey,
but
but
If you want to find out more about 49s, check the link in the description.
There you go.
yeah, we got all your social medias and stuff all
Yeah,
linked in
check
there.
that
Go
social
find
media.
them
You
out.
guys have a good Instagram.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
and
Instagram.
even if you're not local, go follow all their stuff and show them some love.
Yeah. Matter of fact, on the,
good for everybody.
the 14th, we're having our Cigars for Warrior drive. McAuliffe Cigar will be in the house. And so
That's good stuff.
come on by, check out McAuliffe, and help us fill up a humidor with cigars to send off to Cigars for Warrior.
I got you because we have a Cigars for Warriors cigar on our website, and we have not sent ours off for a couple months. So I have a couple months worth that I will bring and drop off for your guys' Cigars for Warriors event.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Thank
you, man.
So, yep.
Man, that's a good deal. I know we've all benefited from Cigars for Warriors or
I
something
was in the
like it.
military too quickly.
Yeah.
I got out in 2007,
Oh.
and I hadn't heard about them then yet.
Oh.
So did you actually get cigars from them?
We got them from Cigars for Warriors.
Really? That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
We get them from, different
Yeah.
people donating them. But if it's not them, it's somebody like them.
Right.
That
Yeah.
actually take care.
Yeah. We actually got some.
You were in the military before people got patriotic.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I joined before 2003,
Yeah.
and then I got out in 2007, and yeah. But when I got out, it was pretty patriotic when I got out.
But
Yeah.
And by the way, if you want to
2003.
send cigars overseas, get a hold of somebody that's linked up with something like Cigars for Warriors because it's more difficult. Like you can't just do the whole pick a battalion and send them. They'll never get to anybody.
No.
Well, you're not going to know the address.
You're not going to know the
Won't
address.
matter.
You're not going to be able to do any of that kind of stuff. So
Some fucking sergeant major or
just-
fucking
all you're doing
lieutenant
is-
colonel is
yeah.
going to keep them all. Cigars for
and
Warriors.
if I have learned anything
I
about
never
sergeant,
did. I never did.
if I have learned anything about sergeant majors, is that shit does not trickle down. So
It might. You
If
may
you
get the
hang
dirt
around
sticks.
It might after. Yeah, I was gonna say after they've been picked through.
Yeah.
They may.
but call a place like 49 and be like, hey, I heard you guys were doing the Cigars for Warriors thing. Like, be willing to bet one of them will take your credit card over the phone and be able to take care of it for you. So we'll make sure it's all
it's
correct.
good.
Or you can get a hold of Warfighter and they can kick it into theirs.
We have it right on our website.
Yep.
So,
You can do it that way.
and that's the cheapest cigar you can buy on our website is the Cigars for Warriors cigar.
because it goes directly to them. So, other than that, I'm going to raise my glass. Say
Will it be
thank you to
empty?
all of you beautiful people
Tink.
Cheers,
Clink,
brother.
clink,
for being my freedom friends.
clink,
Clink.
clink, clink.
And 3 little things, little words to live by that we like to throw around out here. Davey, hit him with the first one.
Oh, that's always smoke on.
Scott,
My favorite. Drink on.
and God damn it, boys.
Freedom
the
the
fuck
fuck
on.
Fuck on.
Talk to you guys later.